So are y'all like, how do y'all feel about, or does it matter or not if your woman is making more money than you?
It don't bother me.
Don't bother me.
Don't bother me.
Don't bother me.
Bother me at all.
What about if she's more successful?
Don't bother me at all.
Okay.
That comes with the partnership. Like,
Right, yeah.
50-50, a lot of that stuff comes from the egos of
Definitely
men
ego shit.
in particular
Definitely.
about handling the situations, especially they look at the end of a situation. So for instance, like even situations like with yourself, you have to be humble enough to accept certain roles.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because 50-50 is just not about
it's
accepting
not.
finance
Right.
situations. It's about just accepting certain roles.
Right.
So it's all about understanding your partner, understanding your personnel. You're supposed to be practicing that now in your relationship, your business, your well-being, yourself. You have to understand that so you know how to move around.
Right. It's a saying. Watching. It's a clip I've been watching about. I haven't seen the episode yet of the Pivot. And Shannon Crowder said, he says, man, men need to start trying to find them a passenger. They need to find them a co-pilot.
Period.
Well, that's part of how they being taught. So it's from the jump of being the one that takes
A
Eric
suitable
Cain.
helper, as the word says.
Yeah, but the crazy part is guys are more comfortable accepting help from their boys than their own wives,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
their own girls.
Yeah.
But also, too, that goes back to how we were raised.
Yeah. I've had to make a lot of men safe. You know, like feeling safe and feeling vulnerable enough to say, I need help, you know? And I hate it for them, because I just feel like it's too much pressure on a man to feel like y'all have it all together.
Absolutely.
When y'all don't. Like, that's why the woman is here, is to support and to hold y'all down. But it's like, if you're not allowing me in, I can't do that for you. So it's like, but then you have women who make a man feel bad, so it's like we like doing this all the time, so.
I think it stems from, and my wife's told me it several times, she was somewhat raised to make this feel like men ain't shit. Like we are not equal in that way.
Yeah.
Like, and that's because of the generation before us and the way society has set it up. It was a single parent home, and mostly that was the mother with the kids. So that mother had to do some unorthodox shit to make things work. But that stemmed them saying, okay, beyond, I don't need a man. It's beyond that. It went to, niggas don't do shit. Y'all ain't shit. So if I want it done, I got to do it myself.
But then it's some truth in there, because
no,
there was some niggas that what just...
It's definitely some truth in that.
No. Hey, Uncle wasn't doing shit.
But I
seen him.
I'm like, damn, Uncle.
But see, that's accountability too, because I hear that, and then if you really, as a man, if you step back, just like you said, I had to think about it. It's like, damn. Uncle was
doing right.
Uncle's fucking up.
Yeah.
Or cuz is fucking up. Like, so I get that, but it's the dudes who are, the men that are doing something, we get pigeonholed because it's men in totality aren't shit. So it changed the way it affected how my wife treated me in the beginning. But it also affected how I treated my wife. As well. So it was a tug of war. Until we was like, I don't know. I can't speak for her. What made her click to say, okay, nah, this is wrong. For me, it was. I watched. It was. My wife told me she didn't feel safe. She didn't feel safe. She didn't feel safe about something. And she didn't like a dynamic between my family and I. And my family was used to one thing. They weren't doing it on purpose. They're just used to things being a certain way. And they weren't used to me bringing a woman around. That was never, y'all know that was never my MO. I was solo dolo. Chris playing the sidekick. That was me. So then I come back from Atlanta. I come back from Vegas. A little different, but now I got a girlfriend. A full-fledged girlfriend that's putting a battery in my back. Saying, hey, we need to get our own spot. We need to do this, we need to do that. And pointing shit out to me that you don't look at, but somebody's showing you to look at different things. Like, why are you paying this and you just sleeping on the floor? Things like that, and you thinking in your mind, oh, I'm just helping. Nah, nigga, you can't do this anymore. You can't live like this anymore. So people, your own personal family, they look at that different. They think something's being taken away from them.
Yeah.
So when she tells me, hey, I don't feel safe because of this, as a man, I had to do some uncomfortable shit by putting some people that I love in their motherfucking place. Yeah. Hey, don't do this with her. She ain't that. At the time, did I know Deja was the one? No, but it was damn near close. But I'm not going to let you disrespect someone I know that has my best intention in the heart. Was she perfect? Was I perfect? No, we were still, shit, how old was I? No more than what, 23, 24? If that?
Something like that,
yeah. Deja, when I met Deja, she was only 19. So we were still kids, but my feelings were strong. So it was the same way for her at one point. I don't know what exactly, but it was, I had to see that she had to make me feel safe for me to open up. And for the longest, I did not feel safe. Yeah. So I would keep my emotions to myself. I wouldn't say my feelings. And one day, I don't know what it was, I felt safe, and all of a sudden, I was able to open up. I had no problem receiving help. When I did that, I didn't fill out a job application ever again. Yeah. I had interviews I didn't know I had. They just calling, hey, welcome to Foreman Mills. Nigga, who? I didn't know I had a job interview for them. Yeah, be here Thursday. Because now I let her in. Social security number, it's a vulnerability.
Yeah, and that's power. Like it's power in two, a man and a woman.
Yeah,
it is,
and it's definitely like when you, especially for a man, like I be telling homies all the time, like, bro, when you get that one that's gonna elevate you, it's up.
Remember that question you asked me a while back? We were in here and you asked me who loves harder, a man or a woman? And I always told you a man loves harder because it takes so much for us to love.
Yeah. It do. I agree.
And when we do love, we go all fucking out.
Yeah,
you have our undivided attention. We damn near give it all. It's draining.
Yeah.
We give it all to you.
You got it all, baby.
To the point, right? To the point, like if you notice, most men who come out of relationships, H.O., you probably speak this better than me. When we come out of those, if God forbid something happens, we come out of the, and I told Dave, if we ever broke up, I can't see myself pouring in somebody else again.
Yeah,
because that took so much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That took so much, and you're asking me to potentially
now you're having to restart.
Do it again when I know how much energy that took.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm for the streets.
This literally,
but then, what you gonna go ahead, Ken?
No, I was literally listening to a podcast earlier. Y'all, I know you familiar with Uncle Nearest. Uncle Nearest. So I was listening to them, that couple on a podcast today, and they were talking about two different things that we've said here. One, in a relationship, it's not what we're equaling each other. It's elevating, right? We're multiplying, you know? And then we were talking about the whole strengths, like in her being, she's a very powerful woman, and him having to be confident in himself and know what he brings to the table to be able to support her, but the vulnerability that it takes for her to be able to express and submit to him. And like as a strong woman, myself, I was very empowered by the conversation, because like a lot of people that know me, they're like, oh, okay, they think it's impossible for me to submit to a man because I'm a leader and I'm a strong woman. I'm like, oh, around him, I'm small around. Don't let my man come around though. I'm like, guess what you need, you know, like, and I love to hear her say that, because I'm like, so many people feel like strong women cannot be with a man because they feel like you want to control them and you want to do this. It's like, no, you gotta know your balance. You know, so
I've known successful women, so that's, you kind of understand that from the beginning, like understanding how to give and take. Understand they can be strong and weak at the same time, and you can play that same role. So when it comes to dating, like I said, that's the last thing in my mind, how much you make. That's the last thing in my mind of we know what we can do.
My money ain't got, your money ain't got nothing to do with me.
And I think women should adopt that same mindset. Like with a man, like I tell my daughters all the time, that money is his money. So make sure you okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You
gotta be able to take care of
if y'all gonna do something together, that's different. But you know, the old You know, I grew up in the whoops, you know, and it was like the women was taught, get the nigga, take all his money, get him for his money.
Exactly.
And all they doing is buying materialistic shit and stuff like that, stuff that don't mean no substance or nothing. It's just stuff.
Right.
Not doing nothing.
And I feel like that's why you got so many hurt men out here, because it's just taken advantage of. Absolutely. Like,
yeah. But is that really getting taken advantage of? Like,